Hello, I'm Maciek from Boardgames, and in this tutorial I will show you how to apply a water effect on the base with your model. Let's start! To prepare our model for basing and adding a water, we need our model with removed supports. We need, of course, base for our model, which is always included in the set. We need two brushes. One to apply the paint and second one, very old and messy one, to apply the waves. Then of course the glue to glue the ship into the base, water, some base paint of the blue color to paint the base, and finally the water effect. I use the MIG acrylic water, but you can use some other water effect to apply the waves on the base. And that's all. We can move to another step. Let's start. Before we will glue our model to the base, we have to paint the base, because it will be much easier later to make a water effect of the waves. So what we need now to paint our base? Let's prepare some white towel. We will need to paint some base coat, some base paint. The best color for that is of course blue. It will be maybe darker, maybe lighter. It depends on what effect you want to have. Maybe you want to have some Caribbean waters, maybe you want some Atlantic stormy waters. It depends on the color of the base, because to make a water waves we will use this MIG acrylic water. Of course there are some other specifics of other companies. We use this one to make a water waves, and when it dries it becomes a little transparent, and because of that it is very important to choose our color for our base, because when we will paint the base on green color, the waves will be a little green. We don't want the green waves, or maybe we want the green waves, so we will use the blue color. Of course some brush and water. So let's use our paint. Okay, now let's wait for our base to dry. Now when our base is dry, we can glue our model into it. Best of course is to put it in the middle. So first let's see how it will look. It will be something like this. Now, the model can bend a little, so we have to glue it the strongest on the bow and on the aft to make it straight. Okay, let's use the glue. Remember, do not use the glue for the plastic because it is resin. Okay, I will apply. Oh, it's too much. Little too much, don't worry. I will use it also here and here. Okay, and now it's important to put the ship in the middle. Yes, it is. And especially make the bow and aft. Place them into the base. Hold for a couple of seconds, and now our ship is glued. Yes, it is ready. Now when our model is glued to the base, we can apply our water into it. It is best to apply the water after we will finish the painting of the model. Of course, it is possible to apply the waves before we will paint the model, but you have to cover the waves when you will paint the ship's model. Okay, I will apply waves now before I paint to show you how to do it. We will need some old brush, maybe some small stick or something like this, but old brush is best from my experience. And of course, I will use mic acrylic water. You can use, of course, some other special water effect for it. Let's apply it. I will put it here. Okay, little to the aft first, little to the bow, on the left and on the right. Now here, here, to the sides and to the sides. It takes about 24 hours for this acrylic water to dry. It will change color. Of course, the final color depends on the color of the base paint on the base, as I said at the beginning. But of course, do not worry that this water is a little gray one. It will be, of course, more bluish when it will start to dry. It will need 24 hours, as I said, to finish drying, and then we can process this later. So, okay, now I applied the first base coat of the water, and it's time to do a waves, for which the old brush is very good. You can add more water if you find it's not too much. The hardest part will be the waves near the side of the ship. We will be very cautious to finish it. But now it's easy, just form the waves. Here. Don't worry, we have plenty of time to make some finishing work. First, we have to do some overall effect of the water. Of course, what I show you is some very speed version of applying the water, not for pro painters, but for someone who wants to have his fleet fast and ready. Okay, now I will apply the water near the ship's bow and aft and sides. We will have to be very cautious when making it. Okay, let's do this that way, because I don't want to flood our sides with the waves, especially when beginning of that process. I may decide to do it later, for example, to make some diorama of some stormy water or something like this, but not now, not at the beginning. Yes, maybe this. We have to be careful not to float also the gun barrels, which are sometimes in the casements very low. Okay, we have now the water here. When I will finish with all the sides, I will apply a little more water at the base edges, because what I see now is that some water is lacking, as it's. I would like to have a little much more water, some bigger waves, not like this. but we have to finish the sides first. Let's apply it very carefully. Now the aft, that's this side, watch for the barrel. Okay, this barrel also. Yeah, almost one side is finished, the aft. Alright, now the other side, it looks like this. On the side I finished. Now the other side. When the water will dry, you can of course use some additional water effects for some splashes and so on to make it look more realistic. It's also easy. You don't have to do it at the start, but I recommend you to try also with this technique. To make some wake of the ship's wake, and some waves going from the bow with some white foam. Okay, almost finished. Just have to finish the side, the rear side. Let's be careful with the gun barrels aft and yes, okay. And I would like to apply a little more water, as I said, on the base edges to make some higher waves. So I will just make some random movements all around the base, applying more water here. Remember, we have plenty of time before it dries. As you can see, when using the old brush, you have the wave effect already just by moving it on the base. Apply a little here, yes, and at the bow. Okay, let's close it very tight. I want to clean the brush, and that's all. We finished applying the water effect on the base. In this tutorial we will not wait 24 hours for the water to dry. I will show you the finished model with water already dried. As you can see, the process is very easy to do. Now look at the USS Cincinnati after 24 hours. The water is darker. I've added also some additional effects, some foam on a wake, some foam on a bow, and also of course the model is painted. So you can compare how they look like, so with the freshly applied water and with the water after 24 hours and painted model. It's very, very easy. So hope you like it, and see you on the naval battlefields.